Today I'm going to show you how to code this dreidel so that as people answer your questions, the pixels pop up forming the picture. Here's an example of the type of project I'm talking about. This is a different picture, but as people put in the answers, it's coded so that the colors pop up little by little, eventually forming the design. You can get this dreidel by clicking on the description. There's a link in there, and it'll also link to the whole set of winter pixel arts. You can also make your own design and follow along with me. Make sure first that whatever you're coding, the picture is already designed. I always set it to 75% so that I can see everything. The next step is to write in your questions. Just click and type in these boxes and write in your answers as well. They need to be straightforward questions that only have one answer so that the answer itself can be coded and that's not open to interpretation. So go ahead now and write your questions. Once you have your questions written, we're ready to start coding. This is the code that we're going to be using down here. I suggest that you write it down. Custom formula is equals $column, $row equals answer. The first part of this code, the column and row, is referring to the box that you're coding. In this case, it's these boxes. We're going to code the answer boxes. The second part is the answer that someone needs to type into your box in order for the code to activate. For me, it's 9, 20, Denver, etc., and yours will be different. When I say that you need to tell the computer column and row, take a look at this box. The column is B. All of these are in column B. So the first part of our code will be equals $B. And then the row is over here on the left and it shades it for you. This box is in multiple rows, 4, 5, 6, and 7. For the code, you use the first row, which is 4. So the code for this box will be equals $B, $4 equals 9. That's how you code it. You tell the computer the column and row and what answer someone has to put in. Now let's go ahead and incorporate the color part of our coding. As you can see, there are 6 colors in this design. I'm going to be coding a little bit of color for each box. And I'm not going to just do straight up all the color for each box because then I'll finish my dreidel too quickly because there are only 6 colors. So I might split up the color a little bit. Here is the brown. The dark orange is this one. They're very similar. Here's the orange, light orange, golden yellow, and yellow. Before I start, whatever color I pick, I'm going to make sure I know where to find it in the paint bucket. I'm going to start with the light orange. And coming up to the paint bucket, I can see that it's the 4th one in. Good, so I've identified that. Now I'm going to click on the box I'm actually coding, which is the answer box. And I'm going to open up the formatting window. To do that, come up to this menu. If you don't have this menu, click here. Click on Format and open up Conditional Formatting. Now we're ready to tell the computer what color we're using. Write in that code that we were just looking at, and then select the pixels. So first I'm going to click and choose the color. Now I'm going to write the code by clicking here. Scroll down to the bottom. Custom formula is. This is where you write the code, and you're going to tell the computer the column and row of this box, and I'm going to tell the computer that someone needs to put a 9 in it in order for the code to activate. So equals $B, that's the column, $4, that's the row, equals 9, that's the answer. Technically, this box has now been coded so that if there's nothing in it or like a different number like that, it's white, but if someone puts in the correct answer, 9, it codes orange. So the code works. Let me open it back up because obviously I don't want to just turn this box orange. I want to turn the orange in the dreidel as well. To do that, and you can see I've still got it selected here, I'm going to come up to Apply to Range and click here. Slide this window over, and now I'm going to select the other oranges and add them to my code. Before I just start clicking away, I need to push down the Control button, or if you're on a Mac, push down Command. What this does is it lets me keep the things I've already selected, such as this box, and I can add, see how I click and add more without losing the ones I've already selected. I'm now going to click or click and drag if they're next to each other on all of the light orange in the design. That's it. Very important that the answer box is part of the code, so it's still selected too. I want all of this to turn light orange. Now I'm going to take my finger off of the Control or Command key, carefully drag this up, and I need to do three things. First, I need to hit OK on the range. Second, hit Done on the code. Step 3 is very important. I need to come up to the paint bucket here and click on it, and then click Reset. This will reset the pixels so that they can go white after the code's erased, or after the 9 is erased. If you don't do that, they'll just stay orange and the dreidel will always be there no matter what. Now I'm going to test it out. Everything's selected right now, so I need to click somewhere else just to get that there. Now come back to the answer box and press Delete or Backspace just to delete the 9. And the pixels disappear. Put the 9, or whatever your answer was, back in, but you have to click off of it before it'll activate, and they went back in. So we coded that successfully. I'm going to take the 9 out for now because I want my dreidel to be disappearing. I don't want to leave the one on there that I've already done. Now I'm going to go again and I'm going to pick another color. I'm going to do the yellow. I'm not going to do all of it because there are 9 questions and only 6 colors, so maybe I'll do like half of it. So first let me find this color. It's the third one in, great. Now I'm going to make sure that I actually click on the box I'm coding, which is the 20 box. And come over here, this window should still be open. If you lost it, just come over to Format again and click Add Another Rule. And we do the same thing. First, I'm going to tell it what color. Now I'll write the code telling the computer the column and row of the box I'm coding and that I need it to answer 20. Equals $B, that's the column, $8, that's the row, equals 20, that's the answer to my question. Technically that box is all nice and coded, but now I need to choose the other yellows that I want to include. Slide this over, see that 20 box is still selected, that's good. Hold down Control or Command, and I'm going to select roughly half-ish of these pixels. Now I could select a bunch in a block, but I like spreading them out like this because then it's more of a mystery to the person who is doing the pixel art. There we go. Taking my finger off Control, and I'm going to do 3 steps. Hit OK on the range, done on the code, reset the paint bucket. Now click off of it so everything deselects and test it. There we go. I'd like to test it often so that if something goes wrong, I can catch it right away. Now you can see on the right there that as I cycle through these 2, the codes pop up. Each box has 1 code associated with it, and then when I get down to Denver, nothing, because I haven't coded it yet. I'm going to do the regular orange now. Let me click on the orange and find it. It is down here, okay? All right, and now let me click back on the box I'm actually coding, which is the answer box, and hit Add Another Rule. Choose the color I want, and write the code. Notice that Denver is a word, and we've been using numbers. When your answer is a word, you have to put it in quotation marks. So let me show you what the code would normally look like, the way we were doing it before. And you can see that it turned white over here because the code isn't working. If your answer is a word, all you have to do is put quotes around it. That's it. And watch how it turns orange again. There we go. The code works. Now come up to range and click on that. slide this over. The Denver box is still selected. That's good. And I am going to select some of the orange, but not all of it, because I have more questions than I do colors. There we go, taking my finger off. Do my 3 steps. Okay, done, reset, test. Okay, I have 5 colors left, and I have 6 questions left. So there's one more that I'll split up, and then the rest I can do 1 color per question. So let's do some of the brown now. This is right there. Good. Clicking on the box I actually want to code. Click Add Another Rule. Find the color I was just looking at and write my code. Remembering to put Mercury in quotes because it is a word. I'm capitalizing it because it's a proper noun, but just so you know, capitalization doesn't actually affect the code itself. Now I'll apply it to the range, and like I said before, I don't want to do all of it because I have 5 colors and 6 question boxes. So if I do about half of the brown, then once I'm done with this one, I'll have some of the brown left over, so I'll have 5 colors still, but 5 questions, and then for the rest of this, I can just do 1 question per color. Do my 3 steps, hit OK, done, reset. Now I have my 5 questions left, and I have 5 colors. I have 2 yellows, a brown, and 2 oranges. So for the rest of these, I'll just code whatever color I'm doing, I'll do all of that color for the rest until I get to the end, and then I'll check it. So I'm going to go ahead and speed the video up now, and then we'll check in at the end and see how it looks. All right, we are all finished, and there's nothing there, which is good because it's all been coded. As I cycle through these answer boxes, you can see on the right there that the codes pop up with each box. So if I need to open any of them, I can find them and do that. Now let me close this window and we can check how it looks. There's our finished dreidel. If you want more help, click on this video here. It's a troubleshooting video. You can also find it on my channel, and it's called Pixel Art Common Mistakes, and it'll help you with some of the most common typical mistakes that I see people make. And again, click in the link if you want to get this dreidel, and I also have a link for a 20 set of all the winter designs that I made. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and have fun coding.